Alright, we're back for round 4 of this competitive modern league running Blue-Red Gift Storm. So far we're 1-2 after some pretty quick matchups, so hopefully this one will go a little bit better. Yeah, we have 2 cantrips. I mean, I wish one of these gifts was not a gifts, but I think this is a reasonable hand to keep. I don't think it needs that much, especially because we have the 2 desperate rituals that there's a possibility of splicing. Opponent now mulligans to 6. They keep their 6. That's good. Alright, let's go. Shock ourselves and let us cast some Serum Visions. Oh jeez, gifts is not what we needed. Crud. So we definitely want the mountain on top next turn. The question is whether we want the Metamorphose. I think we just need to hit land drops now, actually. Just because we have so many gifts. We'll put this on top. And we'll pass the turn to the opponent. Yeah, like if we ever get to the bit where we resolve all these gifts, maybe it'll be worth it. Okay, bobble. Maybe opponent gets a look at our sick mountain. So bobble probably means some green, maybe Death Shadow variant. So 5 color, 4 color, Jund. Luckily we do not get Thoughtseize on turn 1. Let's see what sleight of hand brings us. Well, I guess Baral's the better of the two of them. So pass the turn. So hopefully we can get a land on our next turn. If not, we might be in a spot of trouble. Because 3 gifts is not really where you want to be. Maybe we'll just draw a bunch of remands, resolve this Baral, loot away all the gifts I'm given. Yeah, so it looks... Oh, this is Living End of some variety? Yeah, okay. This actually tends to be a pretty bad matchup. And the reason why is that if they know we're not going to interact, they're a little bit faster than us. Likewise, like, their living ends get rid of our mana dorks, so we usually have to go off all in one turn. Oh, maybe this isn't living end? I found that really hard to believe, but I mean, if it's living end, then they bring back our brow? I'm kind of confused what's going on here now. Oh, right. It's just a traverse deck. Maybe it's just running the Architects of Will for traverse powers. Interesting. Woohoo! Some visions. Land? Wow, okay. I guess we'll top both of these. Pass it to our opponent. See what they want to do with it. Yeah, not really sure what's going on here. I imagine this is some kind of Tamagorth deck, but I'm really confused by it. Like, are they just running this as a cantrip? Okay, so they have Delirium on. Yeah. So this is like 5-color Death Shadow. I just haven't seen this in the deck before. Fair enough. Fair enough. So opponent goes to 8, plays their Death Shadow. Sure thing, boss. It's 2 Death Shadows. Alright, can we go off this turn? So we go 2, 3, 5. So there's not enough mana. We don't even have the blue to cast. Trying to think if it's correct for us to just gifts. We can wait one more turn. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we just wait one more turn and see what happens. Hopefully we don't die. We could die. Good old gifts ungiven. Jeez. Yeah, this is pretty... I mean, I don't really have a better way to chalk it up to kind of unlucky, but... We do have the option in our opponent's turn to, like, ritual gifts, but I'm not sure that's the most effective. I think there's just a really high probability our opponent most likely has some sort of removal spell in their hand. Okay, they're traversing. Just gonna get a million Death Shadows, maybe. Maybe they're gonna get a Delta, Crack It, Brain Catacomb. Sure. Maybe they'll bolt themselves, make us feel bad about life. Now that they're going like fairly low to 5, it might actually be correct to Desperate Ritual Gifts Ungiven to go find Grape Shot. So if we do, we go find Grape Shot, we find Metamorphose, because we need the green, no matter what, to be able to cast the Noxious Rival, and then we get Noxious Revival, whatever, that way we net a ritual is basically the way that works. So we're more likely to go off. Yeah, I don't think we lose much from doing that. I guess we lose the land on top of our library is the biggest point. And if we have the land on top, we Casper out. They most likely have a removal spell. We go for the first ritual. But then we're kind of donezo anyways. So yeah, I think the line involves some kind of having a grape shot right now. Because we don't have to storm very high. Oh, okay. Good one, opponent. Well, slow roll. Yeah, sure, that's fine. We'll take 2 and die. So that worked out pretty well for the opponent. So what would we like to bring in? I like Warrens in this matchup a lot. I like Pieces a lot in this matchup. I think we take out the gifts package for this. Take out Noxious Revival. Bring in Echoing Truth. We can also split between pieces. Remain's really bad in this matchup. That's what we're doing. So we'll bring in a half. But we just kind of want these big like things that are going to give us more card advantage because they're going to try and like rip our hand apart as fast as they can. and we want a lot of redundancy on our win conditions. Their deck is so efficient that things like Remand really are not that great. I have the one of Echoing Truth just in case something goes horribly wrong. We need to bounce something. There also, like, is a consideration we could, like, cut a bunch of dorks and just be like, okay, we're not gonna play the dorks, but I don't think that's correct. I experimented a bit with just, like, cutting the dorks out, but I feel like they're just so powerful when you do have them that I'm not sure it's really worth it. Yeah, we can keep this hand. I like that their deck has a hard time dealing with ones, so with their first, like, Thoughtseize effect, they might be priced into taking that. We also have redundancy on our Electromancers and things like that, so that's good. I will take a Metamorphose and ship the turn back to you, boss. So I guess what we'll see what the opponent does. Bauble City. Targets himself. Sure. He gets a Pseudo Scry. Play a fetch now. Or they can play Apatrollus. I think of it as a he. Mostly because it reminds me of Apollo. I don't know. I'm just making it up. He or she gets a chance to look at their stuff. Cycles Street Ray. Probably Thoughtseize here or Inquisition. Sure. Cannot take the Warrens. Take that. Probably takes the Morphos. Just because we have redundant Electromancers. Well, Mana Dorks. Okay, takes the Barrage, which signifies they have one removal spell, perhaps. Alright, well, if nothing goes terribly, terribly wrong, we can make a lot of goblins next turn. We could also try and risk it this turn, but I don't think that's correct. What we can do is play the Electromancer this turn, which forces them to kind of be like, alright, I need to use my turn to kill the Electromancer. The problem is we get really punished if they have, like, Fatal Push Thoughtseize. The thing is, if they have Thoughtseize, we're in a rough place anyways, because they just take Warrens. So Thoughtseize in general is just kind of bad. Maybe we make them use their Terminate. If we top deck any Ritual, we make a bunch of things with the Warrens. Of course, there's the chance it also goes unanswered, which I find kind of hard to believe, but it could happen. And if we do, we get very, very rewarded. Yeah, right. I'll make you have to deal with it now. I think it leaves us open to more top decks where we Warrens for a bajillion. Okay, so they do have the Thoughtseize for Warrens. Fine. Like I said, we're kind of in a we're a dog to that no matter what. So if they don't take the Warrens, I'm expecting something like Engineered Explosives. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Things are not looking too hot. The matchups like this tend to be a little bit rough, and the reason why is because they've got Hand Disruption, which is normally fine by itself because our deck's so redundant. They have they didn't have the removal spell, it looks like. I think it's just worth it to play this here. Well, Alpha Strike. Whoop whoop. So the Death Shadow decks have really fast, efficient threats. They have ways to disrupt your hand. This one's a little bit better than Grixis, but Grixis you're kind of a dog to because they also have counter magic. And these sometimes do as well, but yeah, that's the hard stuff right there. where it's kind of like they have a good clock and they're disrupting you. Because the thing is, a combo deck like Storm, you have the inevitability. Like eventually you're gonna draw enough things, or you're gonna draw your pieces, and you will go off. So decks that are very slow and mid-rangey and grindy, like traditional Jund or Abzan, tend to be unfavored in this matchup. But decks like Death Shadow, where they're quite explosive on top of that, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna just throw a majillion things with way too much power, and I'm going to disrupt your hand, and there's a possibility I'll interact with you on the stack, and makes it very rough. Okay, well, our deck is kind of just drawing a bunch of lands, so okie dokie. That warrants. It's a good thing we didn't go for it, though. Would have been 2 lands on top of our deck. We got plenty of mana now. We need some sort of payoff. If we find pieces of the puzzle, we'll probably go off. At the very least, take a look, see if we can go off. Yep. Trying to think if it's worth it just to cycle these, because it puts more things in the bin for. Yeah, I think I probably will just cycle these. See what it's all about. See what I draw. Yeah, okay. Opponent can take their pick of these 2. I'm fine with that. Probably takes the Serum Vision. But then we're kind of in the same place we were before. Yep. I mostly did that just in case the top card was like something else that could not be taken, because then I would be incentivized to just Metamorphose again. Like, if it was a gift, that would be pretty ideal. Opponent's gonna do Death Shadowy things and play Death Shadows. Cool beans, opponent. Out. Take our beats. Feels bad, man. Alright, I think we can wait one more turn. But they're gonna be crunching in for a fair amount. Can we wait? I mean, if they have like a fetch, that puts us to 4. We don't really want to go below 3, ideally. Trying to think if they had anything else, would they play it? Maybe we do just cycle, see what's going on. I think this is one of the harder parts about the deck as well, is knowing when you're supposed to cycle your Metamorphoses. Oh, oops. Instead of like just saving them and holding on to them. This might be a bit premature, but alright, well, that kind of buys us some time. Let's see what the opponent does. Like, we have so much mana right now between Goblin Electromancer and all of our lands that, like, I feel like the extra land I'm losing is not that important. So, opponent gets a Street Wraith. Okay. Alright, no blocks. You gonna do anything else that's ridiculous? Alright, in that case, we'll bounce the Tarmogoyf. Okay. Can we even beat for 2? Oh, jeez. This is tough. If we beat bird 2, their Death Shadow goes up to 7, so we're dead to a fetch land, unless we want to just, like, cycle Metamorphose now, see if we get something like Grape Shot, but does that even do it? We Grape Shot for 4? No, so I guess we have to stay back. But we're, like, in a pretty dicey situation. I think we have to go off. Or at least see what's going on. Come on, deck, be nice. Sick. I guess it's a chump blocker. But we have not found any pieces of the puzzle. We haven't found any gifts ungiven on top of our deck. Yeah. So, good thing we didn't attack. We would be dead. We might still be dead, mind you, but... Move the box, just chump here, I think. It's fine. Just don't want to mess around with any of the nonsense. There's a chance we get to chump block once more against the Tarmogoyf. No. Chump block the Death Shadow in the face of the Tarmogoyf, I should say. Alright, gifts. Pass. Yeah, do we just win? Maybe. They might just have Shadow of a Doubt or something like that, but let's jam and see what happens, I guess. I'm actually gonna use the ritual first so I can leave more tapped. Gifts ungiven. Please no Shadow of a Doubt. If you don't know, Shadow of a Doubt's kind of a... yeah, I guess you can just stub it. That's fair. Sure. I mean, I feel like you just have to jam there and go for it. Yeah, I guess... I don't know why I just didn't think of stub. I forgot that this is the 5-color version, so it would be playing all this nonsense. Or the 4-color version. I think I'm thinking too much about Dex Shared or Grixis and whatnot. I guess I will block the Death Shadow. Yeah, I guess that means they probably should have waited till their turn. So let's go, sleight of hand. Pieces. Doesn't even work now. Could have used that a turn earlier. Jeez. Yeah. Alright. GG's opponent. It's kind of a rough matchup, like I said. You know, like, they had Stubborn Denial. I was sitting there assuming they wouldn't have it because we couldn't beat it. You know, they have the discard spells and they got efficient threats. So. Alright. Good games, opponent. We'll catch you in the next round.